Many years ago, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a king who ruled over his people. The king was very famous and respected. He was strong and clever. But in his kingdom, there were many people who did bad things. The king was not happy about this. He wanted to stop people from doing wrong, but he did not know how to do it. It was a difficult problem. The king thought about this problem for a long time. Then one day he had a clever idea. He told his people to build a large stadium in the center of the city. He said it must be very big and beautiful, so the people worked very hard for many months. Finally, the stadium was finished. It was huge, with seats for 50,000 people. Everyone was excited about this wonderful new building. Some wanted to watch sports there. Others wanted concerts and dances. But what did the king want the stadium for? Nobody knew. On opening day, many people rushed to get a seat inside. They got more excited when the king arrived. Everyone became very quiet, waiting to hear what he would say. First, the king took his place in the royal box. Then he stood up and spoke to the crowd. "My people, my friends," he began. "First, I want to thank all the workers for building this fine stadium. Now we have a beautiful place, and it is well constructed. I know many of you want to see games and dancing here. But this stadium will be different. It will not just be for fun. It will be a place for punishing wrongdoers. If any of you does something bad, you will be brought to this stadium. There you will stand in front of everyone while you are punished. Now, do you see those two blue doors at the far end? They look the same, but they are not. Behind one door, I have put a hungry tiger. Behind the other is a lovely young woman. The wrongdoer must choose one of these doors. If he picks the wrong one, he outleaps the tiger to attack him. But if he finds the right door, the woman will become his wife right here in front of us. After that, they can live happily in our city, so every wrongdoer must choose carefully. Before he opens a door, no one can know if he will live or die. As soon as he opens it, we will all find out immediately. This is my plan. Tell me, is it a good idea or not?" "It is good, O king. It is very good," the people replied. But they spoke softly because they were afraid. "Thank you," said the king. "Now go home. Return next week at the same time. Then you can watch the first wrongdoer make his choice. After today, each week a different man will choose to live if he is lucky or die if not." From that day on, every week people gathered in the stadium to see a wrongdoer's fate. Sometimes he opened the correct door and the lovely lady emerged. There was singing and dancing to celebrate, and people threw flowers. Then everyone went home happily. But other times, the man chose incorrectly. The tiger leapt out into the stadium and killed the unlucky wrongdoer right in front of the crowd. People watched sadly as he lay dead on the ground. Then they left with their unused flowers. Now there were fewer bad people in the kingdom. No one wanted to stand in the stadium and make that risky choice. King also had a beautiful daughter. She was his only child. The princess was very beautiful, with green eyes and long red hair. She moved as gracefully as a cat. Like her father, she was strong and clever. She did not smile often, but when she did, people felt joyful. When she was angry, everyone was fearful, because she could be dangerous. Her portrait was in every home. When the princess walked through town, huge crowds followed just to see her famous smile, and sometimes they got lucky. One day, the princess was strolling in a city park. She noticed a handsome young gardener working there. He was tall and muscular with dark hair and a mustache. The gardener had a warm laugh and bright white teeth. The king's daughter thought he was the most attractive man ever. She began talking to him and liked him more and more. The gardener was confused about why the princess wanted to speak with him. He was just an ordinary worker, not anyone important. But he could not stop gazing at the princess. As soon as he looked into her sparkling green eyes and saw her sweet smile, he fell deeply in love. But the gardener knew this was very risky. He came from a poor family, not from royal family. He could never marry the king's daughter. Yet the two young lovers had to meet again. They started seeing each other every day in secret when nobody could spot them. Their love grew stronger each time. They were blissfully happy. But one afternoon, the king discovered his daughter in the gardener's arms. He called his soldiers, who seized the gardener and locked him in a cold, filthy cell. They gave him only bread and water. Now the princess was unable to see her lover. The gardener lay miserable and afraid in the dark room. As a wrongdoer, he knew he was in grave danger from the furious king. The clever princess immediately realized what would happen next. Early the next morning, she hurried to the stadium. Nobody saw her go. She spoke to the workers and slipped them some money. "Which door has the tiger behind it?" she asked. They reluctantly told her. "And which girl will be behind the other door?" The workers did not want to say, but the princess insisted. "I must know, who is she?" "The daughter of your father's driver," the workers finally admitted. The princess recognized the girl, a pretty young woman with long brown hair. But the princess did not like her. She started thinking hard. "If my lover chooses incorrectly, he will die. But if he picks the right door, he will have to marry that girl. I will lose him to her." That afternoon, the king ordered everyone back to the stadium. The gardener was dragged from his cell and made to stand in the center. The king sat in his royal seat overlooking the crowd with his daughter beside him. Her face was expressionless. The king glared down and addressed the people. "You all know this gardener, my friends, and why he is here. He was my daughter's lover, though I did not know for weeks. But I know now. In our kingdom, wrongdoers must pick a door, lady or tiger. If he chooses wrongly, the tiger will attack. If correctly, he must marry the lady. So choose carefully, young man, if you want to live." The gardener just stood quietly, his eyes fixed on the princess. She did not smile at him today, but he watched her eyes closely. With a tiny movement, she glanced left with her smallest finger. Instantly, the gardener understood. He was to open the door on the left. He walked slowly to the left door as the silent crowd watched. Reaching out, he pulled it open. But here the story ends. Remember, the clever princess had mixed feelings. She loved the gardener, yet she felt angry and jealous. Did she want him to face the tiger, knowing he would lose that battle? Did she want him dead? Or did she want him to live, but married to that other woman instead of her? We do not know what thoughts were in her mind. So what do you think she chose? What was behind the door? The lady or the tiger? That is for you to decide.
If you found this story helpful, we request you to subscribe to our channel, as this will motivate us to create more such videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.